here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Set, 280. Check right 54. Right 54. Hey, they're scared. They're scared. Alert flare. Alert flare. Flare. Flare.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 25-yard line.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back for the offense.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
54, right there, right there. 54, Mike. Here it comes, here it comes. Mike,
Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
At their own 37-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Here's Ryan to throw. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go.
From just shy of midfield, Ryan. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's got Lockett. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 36.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Check 6. Recon, 132 fighter. Check. Ready, snap.
On first down, Ryan. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Brad McDougal. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
We can't be stopped.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, man.
Topper!
Check.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on third.
Come on, Omaha, ready, move.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Got his man. It's Eifert. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job here of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
But how about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Double. 36, 51. 21.
Here's Ryan. It's complete to Lockett. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Ito Smith. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now it's Smith running right. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Now Ryan on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. This one caught by Ridley. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Smith trying to run for it. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
At the Lions 7-yard line.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now it's Ryan. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Kyler Fackrell, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
First and 10 at their own 2-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
First down. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
50. Alert. Omaha, ready to move. Hey, wahoo. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Here's a quick throw complete to Galladay. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
At the 23-yard line.
So after the loss of 2, here's 2nd and 12 from the 23.
Don't let him breathe. Don't let him breathe.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
His guys take over first and 10 at the 31-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After the interception, here's Ryan. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range.
54, south. SOS. Blue draw, Porter.
On the draw, this is Smith. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And defensively, a dime look here. 6 DBs on 3rd and 12.
No surprise at all.
Hey, check. Check right 39. Check. Hey, box truck.
From the gun, it's Ryan. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And he'll bring it all the way back, just a yard or two shy of midfield. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. A bit of an opening there on the 1st down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. The 1st down carry here for Johnson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Mike 54. Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. It's caught. Smith. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Take me
50.
Mike spot 4. Mike spot 4.
Go.
Watch the flood. Watch the flood. Watch the flood. Watch the flood. Motion. Block.
Hey, give me radar.
Here's Stafford. It's caught. Jones. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 21.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Sponge.
Stafford on 1st down. And this one's incomplete. Kenny Golladay is intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet.
Hey, easy. Buzz.
45's the Mike.
Stafford gives to Johnson on the draw. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Stay 50.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Now he's got it. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Set. 180. 0. Hey, 70.
15. Check 15. twist. What?
6'6", pull it high.
They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Vincent Smith, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
51, Sam!
Now Ryan. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's Matt Ryan, picked off by Logan Ryan. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point good by Prater. And that'll make the score 14-0. And a fair catch signaled for and taken. Taken successfully.
Let's go!
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by Will Harris. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
On first down at Stanford. Complete. Smith has it. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Lady!
Come to my world! We want it! Come to my world! Slam, slam, slam!
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Prater on to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. a yard deep.
Only able to get it to the 2-yard line on his return. Not going to make a lot of friends on your team when you only get it that far.
At their own 2-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Let's go. Let's go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. And my goodness, another interception. It's Matt Ryan, picked off by Logan Ryan. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It giveth and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. On first down, Johnson. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Middle. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Switch.
80 weapons. 0.
Joker.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford into a double team, and it's intercepted. Trey Flowers picks it.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Hey, 59, ready.
Out of the gun, it's Ryan. It's caught, Lockett. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing again, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. Touchdown, Falcons. Austin Hooper with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, a full half to be played. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
You can't block me.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we have come to halftime in what's already a two-touchdown game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
All day, baby. Let's go. Let's go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
Safety's creeping.
Check, check. Check, check.
Check, 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 check.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Trying to lay one up deep. This is caught inside the 15. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 58 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
58.
A first down carry for Smith. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Tajae Sharpe, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. One first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've seen their 21-0 advantage cut to just 7, so time to go back to work here, 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They'll run on first down. Johnson, 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Stafford. And the catch good. It's Eifert. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
54, 10. Check.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
First down, Atlanta.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run it now with Smith. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. It's a big play there for Atlanta. 55 yards. Trailing here in the 3rd, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Tyler Lockett, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. That'll be taken in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They get this to Smith on the jet sweep. Powers through. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Ready. Yellow lady. Yellow lady. Hey. Hey, middle.
On first down, Johnson. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Here's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now third down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
We own it. Hey, watch that. Check real right. 22. I got one. Hey. Check 24. Zebra. Protein spill.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked. Takk McKinley, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. By the way, they're into the second half now in Philadelphia on the NFL scoreboard. The gap there has widened. The Seahawks just scored again. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. From the shotgun, Ryan. Pressure, he's brought down. Trey Flowers, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now Ryan. They'll lock him with a grab over the middle. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, Ryan. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. That's taken at around the 40. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll run on 1st down. It's Johnson. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
64, weak.
Again, it's Johnson. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it with Johnson. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Check 31, check 30.
And middle.
Here's Mostert. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage...
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
Space.
A give to Smith out of the gun. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Ryan. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons. Ryan now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Operating from the gun, Ryan. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
I think you have to chalk that one up for the defense there. Someone right on the spot. Excellent coverage. Didn't leave him enough room to come down inbounds, even though he did catch the football.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. To throw again, Ryan. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is third and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
He's got his tight end. That's Smith. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. Try to punch it in with Smith, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll bring up a second and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And they're knocking on the door. Second and goal now in a 1-score game. Second down and goal. Ryan to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. But now it's third and goal. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there. And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the game. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. Ito Smith, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation. But to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off. The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return. And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here? They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline? From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
54 Mike. Strip the ball.
He'll look to throw. And he will find Davis. That's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 11 yards there, first down.
That gets them the first down, but they've still got to move quickly here.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta. Hey, one set. Check, Mike.
Now it's Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kenny Golladay, the intended receiver. And it's 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Rerun. Hey, Orbit.
Stafford now to throw. Complete to Jones. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining.
Detroit Lions, first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Set. 280.
Strong left.
59.
We got 4. We got
Hey, high 7. What happened?
Now Stafford. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Alert! Hey, easy!
45 for Mike.
Hey, exit.
Defense, let's go.
Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
45, 45, 45, Mike, 45. I got you, boy. I got you.
They'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. And if you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback and then make sure you blanket the field.
Hey, Charlie. Zero.
Check Mike 45. Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Watch that. Shoot.
Back to throw. And he'll find Golladay. That's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 17-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air.
Oh, no, he lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8.
Hey, team 6.
Who that?
throw. He'll get this one to Golladay. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal.
General Woods.
He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Takk McKinley make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Well, no doubt an electrifying finish to have it down inside the 10-yard line. That final shot, though, they couldn't get it in the end zone, and that's all she wrote.
And they had the final shot. The last snap taken that close to the end zone. They don't get it in, so they'll regret that. But flip it over, making a stand in that portion of the field, congratulations to them.
So for Atlanta, it's a 10th win of the year now as they move to 10-4. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they'll drop to 9-5 on the year. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings.